The sun was slipping behind the Arizona mountains when four rockets on wheels thundered down the open highway, an unspoken brotherhood of horsepower, throttle, and the kind of loyalty forged only on long rides and close calls. Behind him, Tim hugged the pavement on his 2021 green and black Kawasaki Ninja ZX-14R, the carbon fiber Akrapovic exhaust growling with every aggressive downshift. On his 6, Andre tucked into the wind on a black and red 2025 Aprilia RSV4 factory, the titanium SC Project exhaust howling like war drums in full swing. Bringing up the rear, but never outpaced, Antonio's 2024 Ducati Panigale V4R screamed through the gears, its titanium Akrapovic system sounding like a chorus of angry gods. They were headed to a late-night meet in Flagstaff when a highway sign loomed in their headlights. Welcome to Wetlow Ridge, Town Ordinance 553. No motorcycle exhaust over 85 dB. All violators will be impounded immediately. Andy signaled the others. We cut through, he shouted over his comm. 30 miles of sketchy roads or 80 miles of detour. You already know the choice. Wetlow Ridge was infamous, a town where the police hunted riders like sport. Rumors whispered of drones, spike strips, and confiscated bikes rusting behind City Hall. No warnings, no mercy. Just cold steel cages for the machines they loved. But the boys weren't ordinary riders. They were tuned, trained, and fearless. As soon as they passed the county line, sirens flared behind them. We got 4 illegal bikes entering eastbound 42 locked down the intersections. Prepare intercept. Blue and red lights flickered in the distance, then closer. Then everywhere, Andre's voice crackled. Heat's on us hard, man. They're boxing the intersections. Antonio chuckled through the comms. Then let's stretch these ponies. Andy twisted the throttle, the Hayabusa rocketing forward, the air punching him in the chest. The town's narrow streets blurred, lined with old brick buildings and rusty pickup trucks. A police Tahoe swerved into the lane ahead. Without hesitation, Andre snapped the RSV4 down 2 gears and took the sidewalk, scattering pedestrians like startled birds. The titanium exhaust cracked with each gear change, sounding like gunshots bouncing off the storefront windows. Alley, on the right, Andy called out. They dipped into a side street, tight, shadowed, and barely wide enough for their handlebars. Trash cans toppled, dogs barked. A drone zipped overhead. Antonio gunned his Ducati, the V4R's desmodromic engine screaming, launching out of the alley and nearly sideswiping a cruiser. Up ahead, a barricade formed, 2 cop cars and a spike strip across the street. They're setting traps now, Tim muttered. We gotta break the net. Andy scanned fast. That drainage canal on the right, follow me. One by one, they leaned low and dove down into the concrete runoff, engines echoing under the overpass like thunder in a war zone. The canal was slick and littered with water, but they controlled every drift like dancers born for the storm. A chopper blade cut the night sky, searchlight sweeping. They see us, Andre shouted. Then let 'em look, Andy grinned, shifting into 6th. At the end of the canal, a steep incline led back to a service road, a narrow window between a power station and a warehouse fence. Now they were back on straight road, city limits just 10 miles out. Police cruisers lined the street like bowling pins. The riders split formation, zigzagging, ducking, cutting into traffic like ghosts. Tim redlined his Ninja, darting between 2 semis with inches to spare. Andre reached for every last ounce of grip, his RSV4 practically defying physics as he cornered a bend at 140 metopores. City line in sight, Andy yelled. Let's ghost, Andre replied. With every piston firing like a war cry, the 4 bikes burst through the final stretch, outpacing the cruisers in a glorious last push. As the now leaving Wetlow Ridge sign flashed past, they eased up one by one, like wild horses finally let off the chase. Silence settled in their comms for a few seconds. Then Antonio laughed first. That's the most fun I've had since my license test, Andre chuckled. Think they'll send us a souvenir ticket? Tim replied. They'll need jet engines to catch us. Andy pulled to the shoulder and killed his engine. The desert night was calm again. Next time, he said, we take the long way around. But they all knew better. There would always be a next time. And it would always be full throttle. 4 riders. 1 outlaw town, 0 regrets.